Alright, page 113, Act 3, Scene 6. So, we know that... okay, we know. What happened at dinner
Girls.
yesterday?
Macbeth went insane because he was seeing Banquo's ghost.
Okay, Macbeth had maybe a slight mental break. But when we're left with just him and his wife at the end of scene 4, what has happened to his mental state? Like on page 109. Well, let me ask you this. Does he recover his sanity? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, Grady says no.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Jeremy says yes.
I'm pretty sure he did.
I don't remember.
I think he did.
What happens at the end of Act 3, Scene 4?
Oh, wait, yeah, I think he does.
She told him to go to bed or something.
Okay, yeah, they say they need to get to bed. Another reference to sleep, that if they could only sleep, things would
Get better.
be better. But then what does he decide to do? They talk about two things.
They were sending for the witches or something.
Okay, he's going to go visit the witches again. And the other thing is, they talk about...
Oh, killing Banquo's son, didn't he?
Well,
No.
Who's he?
He kind of gave up on Fleance. It's weird you mentioned that, but he never really makes another reference to Fleance after the murderers leave. Who else does he reference, though? He's going to go see the Weird Sisters, and he's also going to do some checking about...
Weird Sisters.
It's actually before that.
Oh. Oh, Macduff.
Macduff. He's a little upset because
Macduff denies his person.
he didn't show up for dinner tonight. Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so we are at the next morning now. Or perhaps later after the party. And we have Lennox and another one of the noblemen having a conversation. Nathan. Every time. And Madison.
hey, you are Lennox.
Grab Shelby 3 times. I want you to think about, as you listen to these two guys talk, how do you think they feel about Macbeth? Okay? Go ahead.
My former speeches have but hit your thoughts, which can interpret farther. Only I say, things have been strangely born. The gracious Duncan was pitied of Macbeth, married, he was dead. And the right
Valiant, which means brave.
In the riot, valiant Banquo walked too late. Whom you may say, if it please you, Fleance killed, for Fleance fled. Men must not walk too late, and cannot want the thought how monstrous. It was for Malcolm and for Donalbain to kill their gracious father. Damned fact, how it did grieve Macbeth. Did he not straight in pious rage the two delinquents tear, that were the slaves of drink and thralls of sleep? Was not that nobly done? Aye, and wisely too, for it would have angered any heart alive to hear the men deny it. So that I say, he was born all things well, and I do think that had he Duncan's sons under his key, they should find what were to kill a father, so should Fleance.
Okay, so the rumors have started about
Yes.
what?
Macbeth.
No.
Fleance.
That Fleance
Killed this guy.
Killed.
Banquo. So we have this really bizarre circumstance where Malcolm and Donald Bane kill their father, and then just really shortly after that,
Fleance kills his father.
Fleance kills his father. And then what does Lennox say about Macbeth through all of this?
Poor Macbeth. Right?
Poor Macbeth.
How he's grieving.
How he is grieving. Two of his closest friends killed by their children. So weird. And he has borne it well, meaning he's handled it well. He's keeping it together. Things are going on like they should. Good for him. Okay?
But peace, for from broad words, and 'cause he failed his presence at the tyrant's feast, I hear Macduff lives in disgrace. Sir, can you tell where he bestows himself?
Okay, let's look at that. From broad words, and 'cause he failed his presence at the tyrant's feast. Who's the tyrant?
Are they not calling Macbeth?
So really, this scene always confuzzles me because
Did you Google it?
it sounds like at the beginning of the speech, Lennox thinks poor Macbeth, but then he says the tyrant's feast, and I mean, I don't know of any usage of the word tyrant that's not negative. Okay, so they know something's up with Macduff now also. Okay, other guy.
The son of Duncan, from whom this tyrant holds the due of birth, lives in the English court, and is received of the most pious Edward with such grace that the malevolence of fortune nothing takes from his high respect. Thither Macduff is gone to pray the holy king upon his aid, to wake Northumberland and warlike Seward, that by the help of these with him above to ratify the work, we may again give to our tables meat, sleep to our nights, free from our feasts and banquets bloody knives, do faithful homage and receive free honors, all which we pine for now. And this report hath so exasperate the king that he prepares for some attempt of war.
Okay. So, who are they talking about? The son of Duncan lives in England. Malcolm. And what has he gone there to do? Okay, he is received of the most pious Edward, and pious means religious, with such grace that the malevolence of fortune nothing takes from his high respect. So, does Edward, King Edward, believe Malcolm killed his father? No, he doesn't. And now, who else has gone to England? Macduff. To do what?
Faithful homage and receive free honors? No. Some attempt of war.
Thither Macduff is gone to pray the holy king upon his aid, to wake Northumberland and warlike Seaward, that with their help we may give meat to our table, sleep to our nights, free our feasts from bloody knives.
So he went to beg to the kings for help.
Yeah, he went to beg for help, and Northumberland and warlike Seaward. Seaward is a military captain in England. So Duff and Malcolm are over in England trying to get them to come help.
Bring supplies.
How does this Lord describe the state of Scotland right now in those last 5 lines? Yeah, terrible. Specifically, their tables have no food. Their nights have no sleep. Their feasts and banquets are filled with bloody knives. So these two lords feel like Scotland is
A wasteland.
yeah, not in good shape. And Macduff and Malcolm are in England trying to get them to bring in,
Help him. Wait, what?
yes, to bring help to Scotland. Okay? Why would they need to talk to Seaward? They're trying to raise
Awareness.
an
Respect?
army. Okay, Lennox.
Sent he to Macduff.
He did, and with an absolute "Sir, not I," the cloudy messenger turns me his back and hums, as who should say, "You rue the time that clogs me with the answer."
So Macbeth sent a letter to Macduff. What did Macduff say?
Like, no.
No, he ignored the messenger completely. Okay?
And that well might advise him to a caution to hold what distance his wisdom can provide. Some holy angel fly to the court of England and unfold his message. Here he come, that his swift blessing may soon return to this our suffering country under a hand accursed.
I'll send my prayers with him.
Dun dun dun. So Macbeth is also preparing for what